Que mantengan las manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del vehículo. Incluye a sus niños. Gracias. Hello everyone, and welcome to Kilimanjaro Safaris. Before you begin your trip, you should know that the unpaved roads of the Kilimanjaro Wildlife Reserve are still rough and unpredictable. The main experience of and such a road of the safari desert. It is not a trip of trip, it is a good health and current migrant regular, large and back on next problems, motion sickness, or other conditions that could be aggravated by this adventure. Expected mothers should not drive. Once you load your safari transport, please remain seated with your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside, and remember to watch the children. Your flight will arrive in short. Bienvenidos a Kilimanjaro Safaris. Para su seguridad, permanezcan sentados, mantengan las manos, brazos, pies, piernas dentro del vehículo.
Here on that right side, watch those hands, arms, feet, and legs doors sliding shut next to you. Waiting for this traffic ahead of us here to clear on out. We'll be able to leave the dock, get started out here. Now would be a great time. Go ahead and make sure you like those seats that you're sitting in. As soon as I leave this dock, there's no more switching seats, standing up, moving around, anything like that. So take a moment, look around, see if you like the seat that you're sitting in. If not, now's the time to switch seats. Because again, as soon as we get going, there's no more switching seats. Little ones are allowed to sit on laps, but they need to stay fully seated on the same lap throughout the entire duration of our safari. So if your little one's having trouble sitting down, now's a great time to put them on your lap, because again, once we get moving, no more switching seats. That's not Taisana worded. That means thank you in Swahili. Last Swahili phrase you like to use here is Twende. That means let's go. So welcome aboard everyone. My name is Austin. I'll be your safari guide today out here on the Wildlife Reserve. Safety things to keep in mind while we're out here. Make sure to keep hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the truck all the time. And like I was saying, everyone needs to stay fully seated. At this point, no more switching seats, standing up, and moving around. We've left the dock. You're stuck in the seat that you're in. Now while we're out here, we do ask that you please don't shout, scream, whistle, or make animal noises towards the animals out here on the reserve. We're entering their home and want to be respectful towards them. Loud, unusual noises will scare them off, so it's best just to keep a normal talking voice out here. Now we're getting started in the Little Aturi Forest. Out here, the animals like to use their natural colors to blend into the thicker vegetation around them. They tend to be pretty shy and reclusive. So we'll keep an eye out, see if we can spawn as we make our way through here. Make our way. It looks like on the right side we're going to come across the yellow-backed duiker. Now the yellow-backed duiker gets their name from that yellow coloration on their back, and duiker is Afrikaans for diver. They're going to dive into the thicker vegetation that's around them whenever they get startled. Actually a pretty rare sight to see out here, so we're off to a pretty good start. On the left side here, we're going to come across the saddle-billed stork. Saddle-billed storks get their name from that yellow coloration on their bill. It kind of looks like someone placed a saddle on it. They can stand up to about 5 feet tall. Their wingspan gets up to about 9 feet wide. That's about as wide as the canopy above your heads. Now, the saddle-billed stork does not have any vocal cords, so the way they communicate is by rattling their bills. You can also tell males and females apart from the color of their eyes. Males are going to have dark brown colored eyes, whereas the females have bright yellow colored eyes. On the left, we're going to spot the black rhino out there. The black rhino is the smallest rhino in Africa, weighing somewhere between 2,000 to 3,000 pounds once fully grown. They're known for their front triangular lip, which is prehensile. That means finger-like. So they use their lip to help grab at their food as they're browsing around the forest. You get a pretty good look at that triangular lip on the one up here on the hill. You can kind of see it out front there. As we continue along here, up ahead on our right side, we're going to come across some greater kudu. These are female greater kudus. We know they're females as they don't have any horns on their heads. They do stand to be about 5 feet tall at their shoulders once fully grown. Now, greater kudus are going to be found living in small groups of the same gender, so that's why there's only females around here right now. On our left side, we're going to come across the bongo. Bongos are nicknamed the ghosts of the forest due to their reclusive nature, and their horns are angled back slightly so they don't get caught in the thicker vegetation around them. Now, both male and female bongos grow horns on their heads, so the way you tell them apart is from the colors on their chest. Males are going to grow more of a darker color, whereas the females will grow more of a lighter color. Well, we made it out of the forest and into the next section of the reserve known as the Safi River. The Safi River is home to animals that like to stay in or around the water most of the time. So we're going to keep an eye on the water as we make our way along the river, see if we spot anything swimming around while we're out here. So as we approach the water here over on our right side, we're going to spot some pink-backed pelicans down on the island there. Pink-backed pelicans, as you can probably guess from their names, are well known for their pink backs, and their backs are actually going to get brighter during their mating season. And I saw some pointing and some hippo calling. There were some Nile hippos back there. They were really hard to see, that's why I didn't point them out just yet. But we should be able to find some more further ahead up here. Typically, there they are on your left side. Much easier to spot all those Nile hippos. Nile hippos can hold their breath for up to 8 minutes at a time. That even includes while they're sleeping. When they're sleeping underwater, they're actually able to come up to get a fresh breath of air without even having to wake up. Now, they do have the ability to swim, but you're going to find for the most part they actually like to run or walk along the riverbed, as it'll help save their energy. They do also grow some pretty large incisors in their mouth. They can get up to about 18 inches long on average. Now, they don't use those incisors to help eat their food, as they only tend to eat grass. It's actually used to help defend themselves. They are very territorial animals. Along here, and it looks like over on the left here, we are going to spot some Nile crocodiles out there. Nile crocs are anywhere between 10 to 20 feet long. It's about as long as a giraffe is tall. Nile crocs are known to be very loving parents. They're actually going to hold their eggs in their mouths and slowly roll them around to help their youngling hatch. We have made it to the end of the river. We're making our way towards the largest section of the reserve, which is the savanna. The savanna is going to be home to the animals you think of most when you think of African animals, such as giraffes and zebras. However, there are many animals that call the savanna their home, some of which you may have never even seen or heard of before. So we're going to make our way on up to the overlook and then down onto the savanna, see what we can find once we're down there. But it does look like we ran into a little bit of traffic out here on the reserve. Might be some animals in the road further ahead, so we'll just give it a moment. Hopefully we get moving here shortly. We'll also keep an ear on the radio, make sure I hear any calls about any animals in the road. But for now, we'll just sit tight for a moment. Alright, so it does sound like there are some animals in the road just a bit further ahead from us here. So we're going to be holding tight for a moment. One of our wardens is already over there, though, trying to help out, see if they can convince that animal out of the road. So hopefully it won't be too much longer here, but for now we're just going to sit tight. Do appreciate everyone's patience while we're waiting here. I'll keep you guys updated with anything I hear over the radio, but as of right now, our wardens are just doing their best they can. Alright, sounds like the warden was successful in convincing the animal out of the road, so we should get moving here in just another moment or so once all these trucks ahead of us get going. So again, appreciate everyone's patience while we're waiting here for just a moment or so, but we'll get moving as soon as this truck ahead of us starts moving. Be able to make our way down onto the savanna. That's why we're going just a bit slower here and getting going after those animals were in the road. Hopefully they don't step back in the road before we're able to pass them, but it should also be a good sign that it's pretty busy out there. Now as we're making this turn here, we are going to come across this funny looking tree up ahead. It'll be on our right side. Kind of looks like it's been planted upside down. It is meant to look like this. It's known as the baobab tree. The reason it has the upside down appearance because it actually won't grow any leaves for roughly 9 months out of the year in an effort to conserve its own water, which is also why the trunk of the tree is so large, so it can store and hold as much water as possible. That way it can survive any droughts that might happen. But now we'll be able to make our way down to the savanna here, see what we can find. Savanna here. It does look like there's one wildebeest over in the bushes to our right side there, kind of past those trees. You can see their hind legs poking out just a bit. Keep an eye out for any others, but it looks like they might be deep in the bushes over there. Now, wildebeest are well known for their migrating habits. On average, every year, about 1.5 million of them are going to migrate anywhere between 500 and 1,000 miles. Like I said, we'll keep an eye out, see if we spot any more as we keep moving along. In the meantime, a bit further ahead, I can already spot some Ankoli cattle resting up here. We'll get a pretty close look. They're going to be on either side of us, so don't worry if you can't see them yet. We're going to pass by pretty close to them. Ankoli cattle have some pretty large horns. Each of their horns get up to about 3 to 4 feet in length, but they don't actually weigh that much. Their horns are only about 10 pounds each. That's because on the inside, their horns have a honeycomb-like structure that keep them hollow and light. The Ankoli cattle are also known as the Watusi cattle. We'll get back to that in a minute. Over on your left, you can spot some African painted dogs resting on that bit of hay over there. The African painted dog is one of the most successful hunters on the savanna. That's because rather than trying to hide and pounce on their prey, they actually run their prey to exhaustion as a pack. This Ankoli cattle is kind of right on the edge of the road here. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to pass them by. Give me a second, we're looking over at the warden up ahead here. Looks like they might want to cross over here. Like I said, Ankoli cattle, also known as Watusi cattle, as they were first domesticated by the Watusi tribe in Africa. They kept them as a sign of wealth due to how large their horns could get. So the more they had, the wealthier they were. Looks like our friends here are going to be on our left side now that we're able to keep moving along here. There we go. And it looks like just past them there are also some sable antelopes that are resting back there, kind of over your left shoulder. Sable antelopes' horns grow in an arc towards their backside, and that's because they're going to use those horns to defend themselves from anything trying to jump onto them. One of the few animals out here on the savanna that'll actually stand their ground and fight back against would-be predators. We're also passing some large dirt mounds here. These are termite mounds. Termite mounds are made out of a mix between mud, saliva, and dung, which doesn't sound like the strongest combination of materials. However, when the termite puts them together, those mounds can be as strong as concrete. You can sometimes find larger animals using them as a scratching post. That's how strong they can get. But it looks like up ahead, they're going to be on our left initially. They might stay to our left. We're going to spot some Hartman's mountain zebras. The stripes on these zebras are unique to each of them, just like our fingerprints are unique to each of us. They are able to tell each other apart just from their stripes alone. Now there are some similarities between them. You're going to notice their stripes don't fully wrap around their stomachs. They kind of stop right along the sides of them. And also their stripes get wider as they reach their hind legs. Now you'll notice the younger one that's going to be closest to us here, their stripes are more of a brown color rather than the typical black color. That's because their stripes get darker as they get older. And a group of those zebras is known as a dazzle. Keep moving along here. Looks like up ahead on our right, kind of over on that pathway near the bushes, you can spot those two springboks walking around. Springboks only grow to be about 2 to 3 feet tall, but they're well known for their ability to jump. They can jump up to about 6 feet high, or up to 13 feet forward while they're running. Try to look at some wildebeest on our right side, and as we keep moving forward, we're also going to come across the Maasai giraffe out here. They're going to be on our right side. Maasai giraffe can stand anywhere between 16 to 20 feet tall. The reason we know it's the Maasai giraffe is from the patches on their coat. You're going to notice their patches are very rough and jagged. That'll help set them apart from the other species of giraffes. Now we do share one thing in common with the Maasai giraffe, a few more on our left here. That's actually the amount of vertebrae in our necks. Both us and giraffe have 7 vertebrae in our necks. Ours are just significantly smaller than theirs. And a group of them is known as a tower. Makes sense given their towering heights. We're going to make our way into another area of the savanna here. There's some trees knocked over up ahead. Typically a good sign you're in elephant territory, as elephants knock trees over to get to the food at the top of them. So we're going to keep an eye out, see if we can spot any as we make our way through here. Not spotting anything as we first make our way in here. Like I said, we'll keep an eye out. Looks like on the left side we are going to come across the mandrill monkey. The mandrill monkey is the largest of the monkeys. The males can get up to about 100 pounds once fully grown. The males are also well known for the blue and red coloration on their face. On the right we are also going to come across that African elephant. Don't worry if you didn't get a good view of them. We're going to get a closer view in just a moment here. The African elephant, well known for that trunk of theirs. Their trunk is prehensile. Again, that means finger-like. So they're going to use their trunk to help grab at things like their food to bring up to their mouth. They will also use their trunks to grab dirt and mud to toss onto their backside, as they are known to have very sensitive skin. The dirt and the mud's going to act like a natural sunscreen for them throughout the day. Now, our conservation team actually learned that because of the elephant's sensitive skin, that they're actually scared of bees. You see, farmers in Kenya have been having trouble with elephants raiding their crops due to human encroachment on elephant territory, and unfortunately, they were turning to poaching the elephants to keep them away. So to help out the elephants and to help out the farmers, our team told them to start planting some beehives on the edges of their fences. That way, as the elephants got closer, they would hear those bees using their keen sense of hearing. They would actually steer clear of the farm, saving the farmer their crops, which would in turn save the elephants from being poached. Even gave the farmers the added benefit of being able to sell the honey that the bees produced. Now, as we keep moving forward here, it looks like we're going to pass through some red clay. The red clay has a lot of minerals in it, which is nutritious to most animals' diets. But sometimes you're going to find animals down here eating away at the clay itself. Not really spotting too much as we make our way down here, but there are some elephant tusk marks on the right there. Possibly from that elephant we saw back behind us, but Keep an eye out, see if we spot any others around the area. Again, seems to be pretty quiet around here so far. But we'll keep moving, never know what else we might find out here. Looks like we are going to pass by a couple more baobab trees up ahead here. And like I said earlier, these trees do store a lot of water in them. The animals are aware of that. So during drought season, if they can't find water, they'll actually go to a baobab tree, see if they can get access to the water stored inside. An animal like the elephant will even use their tusks to pierce holes into the trunks of the tree to get access to that water. Because of this, the baobab tree is also nicknamed the Tree of Life. We'll make our way down towards the water here, see if we have some more luck down there. Looks like as we make this turn here, we are going to come across some greater flamingos. They're going to come up on our left-hand side. Greater flamingos are well known for their pink color. They do get that color from their diet. Their diet consists of brine shrimp, which is high in beta-carotene. That beta-carotene will turn their feathers that pink color. Now, they're not hatched that pink color, they actually hatch more of a grayish color. Then over the course of a year or two, they're going to get that pink coloration to their feathers. Now, they are the largest of the flamingos, as well as the lightest colored of the flamingos, and a group of them is known as a flamboyance. We're going to make our way into one more area of the savannah, see what else we can find. We've had some pretty good luck so far, so hopefully that'll continue as we make our way through here. Too much as we first make our way in. So we'll make our way around this mud wallow here. Like I said earlier, mud wallows will be used by animals with sensitive skin. The mud's going to act like that natural sunscreen. So we'll keep an eye out, see if we spot any, which I think we're going to spot one on this turn here on our right side. Looks like we'll come across the white rhinos out here. White rhinos are the largest of the rhinos, weighing somewhere between 4,000 to 5,000 pounds once fully grown. Now you'll notice all that mud caked onto them already. That's because they have very sensitive skin. Like I said, the mud will act like a natural sunscreen, so that'll protect their skin from the sun throughout the day, as well as from any unwanted pests or parasites that could be on them. And then as we keep moving forward here, this time going to be on our left-hand side, we're going to come across some cheetahs out here. So one is resting on the hill, they're pretty easy to see. The other two, I believe, are walking around. At least I saw them just a second ago. The cheetah's the fastest, yeah, there they are. The cheetah's the fastest land mammal on Earth, getting to speeds up to 60 miles an hour in just under 3 seconds. Now they can't hold that top speed for very long, only a few hundred yards before they start to slow down. They do also have some black streaks that run from the inside of their eyes down to their mouth. That's to help with the sun's glare throughout the day, as they're going to do most of their hunting during the daytime. But now we're going to make our way towards the Kofi Rock Formation up ahead. This rock formation is used by all sorts of animals. It's a way to survey the nearby area, and it provides a nice elevated lookout spot. So we'll circle around here, see what we can find. And it looks like as we make this turn here, we are going to come across the African lions out here. They'll be on our left just a bit further ahead. The African lions typically going to be found resting throughout the day. They sleep for about 16 to 20 hours a day. Now, they don't sleep all that time because they're lazy. It's actually because they're nocturnal animals. They do most of their hunting at night. During the day, their vision is about on par with us, whereas at night they have 6 times better vision than us. Now, when it comes to their hunt, it's the females that'll do most of the hunting for their pride. That's the two that are sitting up right now. Easiest to tell is they don't have a mane around their head. The males, that's the one who's resting all the way down. You can't see his head really. They'll occasionally join in on the hunt, but the male's job is to actually stay back and defend the cubs in their territory while the females are out hunting. You can see, it looks like they're awake right now. At least a little bit awake, maybe not for long. So we'll go ahead and let them get their sleep, see what else we can find around here. Did see another white rhino around the corner here, so we'll see if we can catch up with them. some warthogs here. They're going to be to our left side. Warthogs are a burrowing animal, but they don't typically dig their own burrows. They're going to use naturally occurring ones as well as ones left abandoned by other burrowing animals. Whenever they go into their burrows, they will back into them. That way their sharp tusks are always facing outwards, just in case they need to defend themselves. It looks like over on our right here, we'll just see that white rhino going behind the hill out in the distance there. Now, a group of white rhinos is known as a crash. They have some pretty poor eyesight. They can only see about 10 to 15 feet in front of them, so they heavily rely on their sense of smell and hearing to understand their surroundings. Still see these warthogs on our left side here. Now, looking at the warthogs, you'd probably think of the Lion King character Pumbaa. Now, Pumbaa stands for foolish or silly in Swahili, but that doesn't really accurately describe warthogs, as warthogs are extremely intelligent. They're able to adapt to a lot of different threats that